Bro, all right. Can I get a break? Is that a thing? Can I just get a break? Just all I want is a break, man. I just want a break. Exos needs to fucking relax, okay? So yeah, I don't remember these glasses, man. I don't remember these glasses. A very special thing happened today. Very special thing happened today. That's why the glasses are on. Usually I got the bigger focus one, but I had to go smooth groove Magoo today. But apparently got another core reverse coming in right after Shell, which is, you know, not uncommon. I can't even be upset about this anymore. It's you know, it's normal. So obviously you guys can see that right there. That's new. Nothing else a little crazy going on. But I'm kind of excited because I have this character. So let's go in and let's explain what this means of this lovely character and explain, you know, what this actually is. Maybe, you know what, I'll just turn this into a review. Just do the whole review. Just knock it out of the park. Get it done. Get it over with. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and today's video is going to be about LYUNGEN, obviously because of the baker, but of course I'm just gonna go briefly. This time it's actually I really do want to not spend too much time on this aspect of the character, but I do want to just talk about a few things and just kind of show. We already saw like she's stunning or something like that. That seems very nuts. But let's look at his stats. LYUNGEN, and then he gets turned into the red baker. As you can see, the hit is 107, which is going to be good for the upcoming meta. Dodge is 100. By the way, just so you know, this video is 100% MFO. So I haven't been saying it lately, and I'm thinking people be like, hey man, are you speaking facts? No, I'm speaking opinion. So critical hit 60, block 120. I actually didn't know that, and attack speed is actually not that bad. 72, as you guys know, that makes he's a third, fourth. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys are regulars. If you're new, all you gotta do is say in the comment section, what the fuck is he talking about? And someone will explain to you, I promise. Critical damage, block defense rate, and luck is exactly the same on every character. So this character is, you know, he's a stun bot. He kind of always is, even if we go into his skills right now. Let's see how young he is, because he obviously looks young. He's probably 20 with this type of beard. Just kidding. That type of beard, yeah, 56. My man is, get a beard that voluptuous, man? You gotta be old, man. You gotta be old. Greenland, actually. So, hey, if I actually use him, I'll be getting some ice signature force going on. Didn't even think about that. So, Super Krillin here. Oh, I kind of like his little fire. Of course, he has the thrust. He has a Dragon Knight, so that's another good reason to use him. I just fused those two words together. Then we have this. He has the shock, which is a stun. It's the same thing. It's just a fancy name for it because he's a machine. And you know, 1 mana stun for 3 turns. Obviously, based on his speed, he's going to you're going to be looking to stun a character like a Bathory, someone that's in the back row, that's a little bit slower than him, and you know, screw them over and make them skip a turn. That's the whole purpose of this character. Get off the screen! There we go. Boom! Some of these legendaries actually do have some pretty respectable moves. And then you have the Adamant Strike, which is just a back row hit, which I really hate. Hey, get off the screen! Look at that. Boom, boom. That's a smooth. And he just sends all of them. Really smooth animations. But honestly, you usually don't ever use or want to use this at all. It's mostly just for this one thing, 1 mana stun. That's the best thing that's it for him. So now we're gonna go over to the FC that is gonna come into the game. In this lovely announcement here, this is brand new. I never did it like this before. Red Baker this. So after maintenance, you're gonna have this character. Now, as you can see here, same thing. This is Barrier Will also, because it is in the Dystopia, I think it is. Dystopia, the Barrier Will. Pretty much, if you get hit by a hard attack, you will then get a thing that reduces damage, and then when it goes away, you will then get something that increases your damage. If you can time it up pretty good, you should be fine. You know, you don't have to worry too much about that. And it has like a cycle. I think it cycles per round. I think you can, it triggers multiple times is what I'm trying to say. But as you can see here, they're not changing the S1 or the S2. Those are pretty much going to stay exactly the same. They are giving him, or now her, the new passive, Hardened Baguette. Once per round at the start of own turn. So once per round. So even with all the funny Goo Goo Gaga turn resetty stuff, doesn't really matter. A single target hit, 30% damage. Now, I don't know what 30% damage of what. I don't know if whatever is going to be hit to an enemy who has more health than self. So someone that has more HP than you. I don't know if that means max HP. I don't know if that's current HP. It's not really defined. It doesn't really technically matter too much. But what does happen here is that it's going to stun that target for 3 turns. I'm assuming when everyone does have high HP, then yes, it's gonna go to a tank most likely. If it goes by everyone's max HP, it's not a percentage based thing. It's based on possibly the number. This is definitely something that you'd have to test. Unfortunately, you have to test this. Well, not you, but me. But you know, who does this go on? So, and I'll have to be able to get a turn and then see who it stuns. And that should be interesting to like kind of break that down. I obviously can't do that right now, but I just wanted to kind of talk about the stun feature in general and what I've been talking about in the last video of how important of the unleashed potential for the supports to have a skill that gives status effect immunity. This is making stun seem really good. I think Burnovus is going to come back. I think a lot of single target BS and CC is going to be coming into the meta because the whole thing of taking away the barriers that the first Guardians are being, you know, famous for. They're gonna not have the barriers, so they're not gonna have the stacking barriers. Iris is taking away barriers, the defense is being broken, and all this other stuff. Is way to like pretty much stall out a fight for a long period of time. But with the ability to stun characters either at will or through passives like this, I do think that it's going to become a little bit more hectic. And he also has thrust as well, so that's gonna help him stun. He's pretty much a stun bot, and I do think that stun bots are pretty good because it takes away the threat of the slow, heavy damage dealing you know, glass cannons in the back row. Now for the fast characters, of course it's still gonna have a problem, but for a character like this with barrier will, maybe she'll be able to mess around with it a little bit. You know, tank that first hit and then start stunning it, especially if you're running a relatively fast team. LYUNGEN can actually be your last character, and then you could stun someone that's gonna go the next turn. It's all about turn order. That's the only thing about this game when it comes down to stuns. It's very important that you pay attention to the turnover. Who's going to win? Are you able to manipulate it in any way? Also with FC Shell, you do know that you can then just give LYUNGEN a turn and then stun a character that's going to have their turn within 3 turns. As long as you can get them to where they lose a turn with the stun, it's great. But now with the round start, automatically someone is getting stunned in there. Now you can also manipulate this, not to, you know, you can't manipulate it that well, but you know, it has to be a character that has more HP. So, and I forgot to show her skills, so let me just add that in real quick. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you just get a little forgetful, you know? So here's her basic attack. Like that's a little bit different, a little bit more, slightly more graceful in my opinion. Here's their Iron Will punch. Like a little bit different, like she's using like steam from the thing. And I'm sorry about the volume, I don't know, like I can't increase the volume for some reason. I don't know what's going on. And then lastly, the sweet barrage. Boom. All the sweets. Fills the screen. So yeah, pretty cool. Just thought I'd add that in. As you're building, like if we wanted to give this character, let's say the red set, you know, we're going to eliminate certain characters by towering over them in HP. Now I'm gonna go back and look at the base HP. Now this is level 5, right? Base HP 4729. So it's kind of curious. It's kind of like you can mess around. He does have high dodge. He is in the hundreds, so you can maybe mess around with that. Maybe just go green or maybe go red. But the manipulation of his HP is going to be really crucial. Let's say if you can, a lot of these people, like what I was showcasing in the FC Shells review, is that a lot of people have highly invested characters, and those characters sometimes have more stats than you know, someone else. Like my Lepin might have more HP than my Garf or something crazy like that. Also, we don't know if it's going to incorporate something like Garf and all those other buffs. Like when does the game check for the highest HP or higher HP than LYUNGEN? So all that's gonna need to be tested, but honestly, in general, I just think it's a pretty cool aspect to do. Like I said, I do have the character. I think I've gotten LYUNGEN twice, and you know, the more FC the reverses that they're coming into, the better. Where are you? So yeah, I already have this character. Didn't invest anything into it. There was really no reason to. But now, you know, there might be, just to especially test that out, eliminating one character possibly via stun in the beginning of the round in PvP is strong. Obviously in PvE it's not going to work because most of them have status effect immunity from jump. but it's going to make, you know, Iris kind of be stable, because Iris is not that many characters in the game that have status effect immunity or have status effect removal, like Iris, Pan, and now Shell had. Well, Shell actually always had it, but in general, you guys, you know what I'm saying. So I do think that they're going to start to kind of force this whole thing of these stuns and these blinds and stuff like that, these pesky, very annoying things. And currently, there's not that many people in the meta that can deal with it. So I do look forward to trying to do that, possibly stun locking characters up, maybe going with LYUNGEN and some other characters, and then like scFX and just like freezing and constantly stunning, and then maybe eventually getting the point where they can't use the barriers if I can get a FC Shell with the Janai, and maybe just do a nice slow but sure cleave of an enemy team. There's a lot of cool options that come available with this. So of course, without further ado, I need you guys to go into the comment section below, YFO, and let me know what you think. Is this worth it? I don't think it's worth summoning for. I'll tell you that right now, especially with the characters coming up. And with this actual core set, the fake core set that is available currently, I just think it's phenomenal. I just think that whole dimension leap thing, I think what you should do is just wait until they probably do another recore and then get this character if you don't get it in a fake core ticket or something like that. And then at that point, you're like, oh, well, you know, she's there and I don't have her or something like that, maybe, but it's definitely not worth summoning for. It's just a really quirky mechanic. It's not going to help you in PvE. I do think that that's very important. For PvP, it's going to be something cute. So that's just my warning. It's something cute. I don't think it's going to be anything groundbreaking or anything like that. But hey, I barely get a break today. Like, comment, and subscribe. And just remember that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.